How do we get electronic contact with our children in divorce cases? Now, there is no doubt that in our society today, we are bombarded with all types of social media. We have Twitter, we have email, we have Facebook, we have webcams, we have video conferencing. We can look at our phones now and talk to people visually, not unlike the Jetson cartoons we saw when we were younger, or should I say we see on repeats today. Now that's critical, particularly with all of our modern advances. And one of those particular advances that is overlooked is webcam communication. It's almost located anywhere. In our metro areas, it's unheard of not to have some kind of internet connection. And most computers today have a webcam built in, and if they don't have one built in, you can certainly find a very inexpensive one to mount on any existing computer. And they offer a wide variety of interaction with your children that's not available if you talk to them on the phone. But if they could see us, they would be able to interact for longer periods of time and have a better quality of interaction. Even if your state or your locale does not have a statute authorizing electronic communication between you and your children, nothing prevents you from bringing such a motion in your divorce action or post-divorce action. So, what do you need to establish? That's in the best interest of your children to communicate in this fashion with you. And unless you've been abusing them, or unless there's an order preventing you from having contact with your children, there's no reason that you can't establish it's best for your children to be able to see you when they're communicating with you. Ask the court to apportion between you and your former spouse any expenses that are the result of meeting the 3 A's: accessibility, affordability, and availability. So, you have it, all right? What kinds of electronic communication can you participate in? Well, we talked a lot about webcam because I think that's a very good type. But don't forget, that includes phone calls, email, Facebook addresses, and also video conferencing if you happen to be an executive of a major corporation that has access to that kind of contact. Don't be afraid to be innovative. In fact, this is a type of issue in a divorce case where creativity comes to the forefront. So don't be afraid to ask, don't be afraid to create the solutions, and don't be afraid to be a better parent to your children. And finally, don't forget that electronic communication is no substitute to one-on-one contact. It is only to be viewed as an adjunct or an addition to one-on-one contact. Don't let a former spouse undermine your right to one-to-one contact with that kind of an offer. Always remember, your children are your most important asset you have in your life. And remember that you only get divorced usually once in your life. So it's important to consult with or be represented by an experienced, board-certified family and marital lawyer.